Good night and hello. My name is Carrie B. Dean, and I'm bringing you another episode of A Dullard Speaks. Yes, I have questions. This time, the questions are to the Congress about recent legislation that they're coming out with, proclaiming that is to help save women. Um, as Representative Crockett has already addressed this with her questions. I have more questions beyond hers. You really thought you were saving women by reversing Roe versus Wade? Oh no, I'm sorry, that was about saving the embryo that hasn't even become a person yet. Okay, so you saved the embryo, but Trump's policies, you keep calling policies, excuse me, because they're not policies. Trump's executive orders, in every executive order, he stripped all the resources that women who are being forced to go through with pregnancies they don't want will have the burden of financially supporting that child. Because, as it's been mentioned many times before, I don't hear many of you MAGA people stepping up and saying that you would take the child in and support the child. Oh no, you just figured us liberal hippie loving people, or us people that you don't really know whether we're liberal or not, but us empathizers, we would take in the child. Well, you thought wrong. American taxpayers, regardless of their political affiliations, we're tired of paying and picking up the costs of unwanted children. So you get rid of Roe versus Wade. Trump's executive orders for tariffs have run rampant. People are losing their jobs by the thousands on a daily basis almost, as companies are finding that with empty ports, there's not much staff they can keep around as far as sales go, because there aren't many people going to the stores much unless they absolutely have to purchase anything. Okay, because one, there's really not much on the shelves for them to purchase, and the stuff that is on the shelves is stuff that really isn't a necessity for them to have in order to survive and weather through and save money so that they can keep going to work every day. Um, you can keep trying to spin the narrative that, oh no, the economy's going to get better now. The economy's going to get better now. The economy wasn't bad when you took it over. You made it bad. Let's get that straight. Trump made the economy bad. Trump bad for economy. I don't know what part of 2016 you guys didn't get that, but Trump is not good. um, if he was, he wouldn't have been trying to run for president after he had exhausted all his money. Think about that. When he had exhausted what he thought he had was an endless well of money, when he found out that he had exhausted all his money, that's when he decided to run for president. You know, and I really thought about it in 2016 instead of my feelings for being put out with the Democrats, I wouldn't have voted for him in 2016. Um, Bernie Sanders really didn't stand out in 2016. But in 2024, if he had had his name on the ticket as a potential candidate for presidency, oh yeah, I would have went with him. No, still, I'm just burnt out with all the two-party bullcrap that keeps going on. But getting back to my question is, you said you did the reversal of Roe versus Wade to protect the embryo, but what about the woman? It doesn't protect her from an unwanted pregnancy. Oh, but you're pro-life, but you're killing the mother. What part of that doesn't compute in your MAGA minds? So you kill the woman that may have children already that she's taking care of and not care that you did so. So what happens to the children that she leaves behind? Oh, someone in the family can take care of them. Great. So now you're going to tell other family members that may have children of their own that they have to take care of more mouths to feed on less pay. Because let's be honest here, the little 2% raises all you companies have been giving out there to people that have given you nothing but excellent service, and how you repay them. Oh, no Christmas bonuses half the time, and oh, we can only do 1.5 to 2% raise. So they get a raise of 1.5 to 2%. Most of the upper middle management get anywhere from 3 to 5% raises in their salaries. But then you turn around and economically that doesn't work because you didn't include the cost of living in that wage percentage. Oh, yes, we didn't. No, you didn't, because if you had, people wouldn't still be struggling trying to get to work on time because they had to scrape up money or find some way to get money to get to work. Oh, they just need to learn to manage their money better. Okay. Yeah, that's really protecting women. Yeah, I tell you. Um, Third part of this question. Um, Now that you've got all the support systems for women, just about, how will these children that they'll be bringing into the world live? Oh, again, you're expecting that family will support it, huh? You keep forgetting we're Americans. We were taught that once you turn 18, you go independent, you go on your own, and you do your own thing. You still keep in touch with the family, or you may not, because the corporate world wants your attention 24/7. Okay. And for all you incredibly ignorant Magna people, oh well, she can marry rich. She should marry a rich man. Oh well, she can marry a man. A man isn't the answer. That's been proven time and time again throughout history. Look at the man we have in the office right now. He's proven he wasn't crap before he got in office, and he's not crap that he's in office. The only people catering to him or people that want to rub elbows with a celebrity. That's right, folks. I hate to tell you this, but we finally put another actor into office, and unfortunately, he doesn't carry the role as gracefully as his predecessor, Ronald Reagan. um, at least Reagan had some cognitive indications that he understood the underlying parameters of what it was he was stepping into. This man, no such thing. Everything's tariff, 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 tariff. Because guess what? Only the rich get off of tariffs. Anybody that's not in that super PAC of billionaires with or close to the super PAC of billionaires, you're not making any money. You're losing it on a daily basis. I happen to know. I sometimes just go around and I'll ask some of the business owners, you know, about costs and analogies and help. Well, first of all, they're crying they can't get good help. The problem is that the help that they have, they're not paying right. Well, the reason why they're not paying them right is because of all the taxes they have to pay on the business, on top of supplies, on top of utilities. So if you say a business made close to 20-30 million dollars in a year, well, actually after taxes and after taking out all the overheads, that business is suffocated. And they have to set aside money for payroll. Let's not forget payroll. If they have more than 3 or 4 employees, they're really suffering. And even those small enough to only have 3 or 4 employees, they're suffering because you have to try to pay them at least enough to be able to feed their children. In most cases, most of these restaurants and smaller businesses are they're just lucky that there were those other social programs that help take care of the people that work for them. Now that SNAP benefits and everything else is being cut, guess what happens? That waitress that you think, oh, she lives good off of tips. Not many people tip, and Europeans don't believe in tipping because, see, in their country they have something as called a living wage, and they pay their people so that they can at least keep the situation that they're in, if nothing more. Um, Here in America, excuse me, we're too busy subjugating people, always looking for the next slave. That's what we grew up with, you know. Um, we grew up with the slave mentality. We were taught the slave mentality, and the people that did all the so-called colonizing or taking credit for colonizing America, they don't want to take the credit for also spreading the hate that we're now seeing in America. And they want to blame the victims. So the victims that they've perpetrated all this hate on guess what? You can't go around throwing that much hate at people and not have it come back on you. And again, what does any of this have to do with saving women? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because the idea wasn't to save women. They just think if they throw out a slogan like "we're saving women and womanhood" and things like that, that people will be more pliable to agree with them. Oh, because it sounds so morally correct. Does it? Show me in the Bible where it says killing the woman, even if it means she dies at childbirth, is morally correct. Show me anywhere in the Bible. You can't. Because each time man has rewritten the Bible, they leave big chunks of things out. That's why the Bible read like a hypocritical diary of the Jewish nation, basically. Uh, I don't know what you say to that. What do you say to that? But again, my question is, are any of these policies saving women? You've almost made healthcare unaffordable or unattainable again. Sure, you got all these programs out there now that you're trying to get rid of because they came in underneath the Obamacare that you've been trying to delete. But guess what? You can never fully dismantle that, because if you do, then you'll have over three-fourths of Americans without insurance, period. So not that you're getting all that great a health care with the insurance, because if you get health care, get very basic. Most of us can only afford the very basic package. That means you get your one or two doctor visits out the year. Some may include dental and vision, but on the very basic level. But most of the time, you end up paying extra for dental and vision, and insurance doesn't cover for most of the machinery used now to test your eyes and everything else. So you're paying for every little individual component. Then after you get through getting the bill for all that stuff, you're back out in debt, owing an outstanding balance of $1,200 to $1,500 or more. Oh, and that doesn't include just the general health care, the orthopedic health care. No, it doesn't include that. God forbid you have something really, really wrong with you where you have to have more frequent doctor visits and have to go on dialysis or anything else. Um, Unless you're already on Social Security or legitimately on disability benefits, there's no way you could cover all the costs. Most insurance packages only cover up to about 80 to 85% There are a few out there that covers up to 90%, but it does not. With everything it doesn't include, you still end up spending more out of your pocket than saving. Um, with his executive orders, he reversed a lot of the inflationary act that Biden had put in place that was saving us money on medicines and stuff. So guess what? And to have this crass of a person stand before you and say, well, instead of your 11-year-old daughter expecting $30, maybe you should only concentrate on getting her two. As he and his family are just raking in the money after they've manipulated the market all over the place. That's nice. So you're stealing the taxpayer dollars that we're paying in taxes to have government oversights and stuff that protect our rights, our needs. You've gutted all those departments, and you superseded Congress by putting in Doge. And so far, that hasn't been a big help. Um, the government isn't running more efficiently. Things aren't getting done any better. And there you have it, folks. Um, yeah, all you MAGA women out there, good luck. That's all I can tell you. Good luck. Um, because you're going to be suffering, and you are suffering right along with the rest of us. For you housewife MAGAs, I hope you're happy because now you're going to have to be getting out there to find a job. Good luck on that, especially with his, how he feels about women in the workplace and DEI hires. Hmm. So, just good luck in general. Um, there aren't going to be very many jobs out there for women, not even manufacturing jobs, because the big manufacturers already know how to save a buck. They've already moved their manufacturing offshore and not here in America. And they're not apt to try to bring it back. For all you farmers that back Trump, you weren't saving women by voting for this man with his policies and his executive orders. You guys keep saying he has policies. I haven't heard him quote not one policy. All I've seen is a lot of executive orders changing things that were already in place, or deleting, or omitting, or nullifying. Whatever you choose, he's done it. And yes, his objective has never been to make America great again. His objective has been to kick America in its teeth because he can make more money by grifting. He's a grifter. Come on. That's what he does. And as long as you stay drunk on the Kool Aid that he's indulging out there, he's going to continue to grift. But again, none of this is saving women. So that is my question. When are we going to get to the part where he's saving women? Deporting immigrants just because they're immigrants and not the same skin color as him hasn't really helped, has it? Oh no. Yes, the poor farmers are finding out now. Oh no, he got you to get rid of all your help. Now he's expecting you to work your own farms. Oh, you thought he was going to bring black people back in as slaves and tell them they had to work your farms. Guess what? That ain't happening. Um, and he knows it. And if he ever tried to pull such an executive order, you haven't seen an insurrection. You keep saying that he didn't cause an insurrection, so you haven't seen one, but you will. uh, you want to just deport all blacks and everyone else out the country. Well, come on. Most of us blacks would love for you to deport us. Deport us. But where will you deport us to? Oh, you can't. Because if you deport us, then there goes all your culture and all your history of America and how America was built. Well, Uncle Cyrus, he built the outhouse out there. No, Uncle Cyrus had a slave, and the slave built the outhouse out there. That's why it's still standing. um, Again, pro life is just a myth. You're not pro life. You're not morally superior. You're not anything but drudgery on the human race. And slowly people are starting to wake up. But I can't be too hard or too harsh. You voted for who you thought was going to help you out. You had no clue that he had a price tag on that help. Hey, again, you're dealing with a con man and a drifter. He doesn't care who he cons, as long as he gets the cash. On that note, good night. If you have any comments, please do leave them. I'd like to hear from the rest of you and your thoughts and your collective thoughts on how he's saving women. Because that is my question. How is he saving women? If any one of you can answer that, please do. Thank you for your time. And again, good night. This has been Carrie Dean for A Dullard Speaks.